What's up, guys? We're the big man above as always. Don't know, it's your boy Walks. Just a quick intro before the game, before the video starts. Blox Roots will be having their update tonight, which is the gravity update. You know what I mean? Make sure to push while be live streaming at 9 p.m. sharp. That's when the update is. And I'll also be doing some fruit giveaways. You know what I mean? We got a couple fruits, might do a little fruit giveaway. So make sure to pull through, because we're gonna be grinding. We're gonna be trying to get the new fruits or whatever they're adding, because I think they're adding more than one fruit. So they're adding like barrier. There's like a lot of shit they're adding. They might add new bosses, new level caps. So make sure to pull through. Make sure to like and subscribe and enjoy the video. Yo, so we're gonna be doing my top 10 videos of this year, or games that's coming out, and we have honorable mention first, which is Spooked. This is a game that I've been invited to CC by the owner himself, and I checked out this game and I like it. What you're seeing on the screen is just public sneaks that everyone has access to. I can't show the stuff that I have access to, but it's basically a, if you ever watch Ghostbusters, you could say it's a Ghostbusters inspired game. The game is, I don't know if it's completed yet, but it has a lot of content from what I can see. But if you want to check out the game, the link to all games will be in the description. So in the game, you could see he catching ghosts. They already have like the core mechanics and system finished. And the game looks pretty interesting to me, because I've never actually seen an Ghostbusters game on Roblox. So yeah, you see some of the mechanics and some of the clothing. And this is basically for honorable mention 1. There'll be 2 more. I think you already guessed what they are, but yeah. Okay, so for honorable mention 2, you can already see it is Rel C's. The reason why I didn't put it into my top 10 is because I've already seen a lot on this game, and I could already say it's gonna be a good game when it jumps. You can see they're just testing out the canon systems. They have the new UIs. Everything is looking pretty good. I'll also put the link to this in the description for those who want to go check it out. This is just some more sneaks from their Discord. All of these are public sneaks, so if you want to see more, just head over to the link and you'll be able to join their Discord. They're showcasing the gliding systems, the game, and also on Twitter, I think it was Real Bad, he also mentioned that the game will be releasing in 2025, so there's no 2026, 2027, yeah, I mean. So the game is guaranteed to release this year, hopefully pretty soon. But this is basically the last sneak. They recently posted this a while ago, just showing you the ship sway, but that's basically for honorable mention. Number 3 honorable mention is Magoy. I did a video on this a couple days ago, but it doesn't matter. I had to put it in the video because I loved it. I went and I did some more research on the game, and there was actually combat sneaks, and I actually like it a lot. The only thing I'm kind of disappointed is I didn't see any gin equips, like sneaks and gin equips. But basically what Magoy is, it is a Maggie inspired Roblox game. And if you don't know what Maggie is, well, you gotta go watch it, because it's really good. Even the spin-off version with Sinbad is really good. As you can see, the game is, I wouldn't say completely finished, but since they already did testing, it already mean the game is probably gonna release this year or soon in the future, probably a few years down. But the game is really good. It's a open world Maggie game with progression system, and there's a lot of big YouTubers that did videos on the game, so you could always go check those out on YouTube. I'll leave the link to the game in the description, the game Discord. You can see they're inside of the library, Ugo's library. This is also in the show, and they took a lot of inspiration from the show, even with the Rook, the butterflies or whatever you call it. The game is pretty interesting and I like it, so that's why I put it in honorable mention. Hopefully the game releases soon so I could test it out for myself, but pretty interesting game. I like the core mechanics, the features, the rigs. It's kind of like a blend. I don't know if it's purely R15 or if they did a mix, but the game is really interesting and I like it. That's it for honorable mention 3. Okay, so on to honorable mention number 4, we have Roblox. This is a game that I recently got introduced to by a friend, and I like it pretty much. I like the aspects. It's similar to Rogue Lineage, Deep Open, Rune Slayers. There's bosses, there's different biomes, there's a custom permadeath system. Even though I'm not someone who likes permadeath system, after I read it and understand like what the system is, it's pretty interesting, and it makes you have consequences for the actions that you do in game. There's fishing, there's mining, there's crafting, there's huge map exploration, there's custom building. You could build different types of slots. The combat is pretty fluid and smooth. I also talked to a couple of the testers in chat and like talked about some of the classes, the different races, and he said there's a lot. I think he said there was like over 10 different classes you could mix and match with weapons. He says that all of the footage that I've been seeing is like old footage from years ago, but he said that it changed a lot now. There's boss fighters, and I like the custom rigs that they actually have. There's many different biomes, from the snow, the hell, to the desert, tundra. There's frog bosses. As you can see, he's in hell fighting I don't know what that is, but PvP, the combat is pretty nice. It gives you like a feeling of like, I wouldn't say runes there, like type soul. You can see he's a shark, so there's definitely gonna be different races to choose from, different builds and customization. So this is basically the reason why I put it as an honorable mention, is because I really like the game, and it says release in summer, which is in like a month, 2 months. So make sure to keep this on your radar. The link to every single game will be in the description, so make sure to check it out and join up. That's it for honorable mention. Okay, now to honorable mention number 5, which is Asadium. It is a game that I recently got introduced to a couple while back. It's a roguelike game. The owner calls it the Deep Woken Killer. We'll see when it releases. So far the game has been pretty interesting. There's a lot of combat testing taking place. He also said he will be dropping a release date pretty soon. The game has some really cool mechanics, some cool weapons, as you can see on the screen. There's a lot of races, and I can't really show much of the sneaks since it's on a media ban, and the only things I could show you is the actual stuff that he made public. But there'll also be gliders. The game is pretty interesting. There's like core mechanics, the lore. Yeah, he just thought about everything, and he always like pretty active in the Discord, always showing you sneaks, always giving the community updates. And you could get tested now because there will be testing. The game is already entered testing phase, so you could expect a release this year, next year. I'm not too sure, don't want to make promises, but the game has a lot of potential, and yeah, it's on my radar, you know what I mean? My friend made it to me known. I like the game, the sneaks, the combat system, the lore, the progression. So this is honorable mention number 5. So after this, we'll get into the top 10 videos, top 10 games that I think will be good in 2025. Okay, so number 10 on the list is Grand Alfine. Grand Alfine is an SAO inspired game. So what SAO is Sword Art Online. It's a anime, and it's pretty cool anime. I've watched every single one, but Grand Alfine is specifically centered around the other version, which is basically just Grand Alfine, where you have the wings and you could choose different races. The game has been in testing for a while now. You could even buy testing. It's open on Roblox. I think testing is like 250 Robux, so I'll also leave that if you want to go test it out. So the game is in, I don't know if it's early tester or late tester, but I've seen a lot of people have testing, and the game looks pretty interesting. The magic, the map, the quality, it looks really high quality. So I don't know much about the combat system, but as you can see on the screen, it looks kind of weird, but they're probably fixing the future. It kind of looks janky, but overall it's still a good game, and it's still on everyone's list for the 2025 releases. I do not know if it will release, but the game is beautiful. The modeler did a good job. The flying system is good. The exploration, the game is properly optimized, so it's pretty smooth and nice. And this is basically number 10 on my list. A lot of people might disagree, some might agree, but this is just my personal list. But appreciate it, and shout out to 10. So number 2 on the list, we have Clover RPG. I have not personally played this game, but I've watched the Clover anime. But sorry about that, but this game is an open world game. It's more of a roguelike Black Clover game, but it's pretty interesting. There's dungeon, there's iconic spots from in the anime, the starter village. The game overall has a very good quality of the exploration part. You could team up with your friends. You could either use magic swords. You could fight bosses. You could. It's basically similar to all other games with the mining system. There's the unique fly system with the magic broom. You could do dungeons. There's different mobs to fight. The game is just interesting overall. If you want to see gameplay, you could search it up on YouTube. The game is pretty interesting. I like the magic moves. I like how they did the combat system. It's pretty fluid and nice. Overall, it just has a good aesthetic. In most games, the combat system might seem a little unbalanced, some of the moves, but that's why it's in testing, so they'll probably smoothen those out. A lot of people had this game on their radar for 2024, but nothing yet. But still, it's becoming. It's supposed to drop since 2024, but I haven't seen it yet. But that's it for number 2. Let's go on. So number 3 is a Hunter x Hunter game called Hunter x Game. It's a pretty interesting Hunter x Hunter game. I think it's one of the only Hunter x Hunter games that actually have a actual hunter system or hunter's exam or whatever you call it. As you can see in the video, he's testing how they have his men. This is the owner. He basically dropped a lot of sneaks in the Discord. The link will also be in the description, so you could always go check it out. He's just showing you the combat system and how to fight whatever that is. I've never seen that in the Hunter x Hunter anime, so I'm not too sure what that is, but the game looks pretty nice. It has a road-like feeling to it. It's not like overly full with graphics, but it still looks good and simple. You can show he's showing off the climbing system. He said this will be a tutorial for the game to teach new players, and I like it. Looks pretty nice. He's showing off some of the combat system with seems to be the bee, which I think is a conjure skill of the girl in the anime. I forgot her name, but this should be it. He also showed you sword combat and how the bees attack. It looks really nice and I like it. He also showed you, I think this is how you spar or how you train or practice. I think she's showing off a lot of different moves. He showed like a dodge, I think, where he got out of the combo. Heavy attacks. He did it again. So it kind of looks like a flash step backwards. He had hyper armor. And that's pretty it for number 3. Next up on our list, we have a game called VV. It literally just is VV. It's a Bleach open world game. And I'll explain it to you. So this game is a little bit different from the usual Bleach games you'll see because it's actually a huge open world game. And it has interesting, the Bankai system is pretty interesting. The Shikais, they have, I'm not even gonna lie, this is probably the most realistic Bleach game I've seen. Although there's like different parts of the map that you've never seen. They actually have the skywalking ability, as you can see in the Bleach game. I don't think any other game have done this. There is clashing, as you could see on the screen. The game has a pretty unique system, and in their Discord, there's hundreds of sneaks, so you could always go check that out. You could see he's fighting a Quincy right now, who has a gun. I think that's his Shikai. Well, not Shikai, but his Shrift. And basically, this is just a combat sneak. There isn't much besides combat. But you could already see the game is really high quality with the effects. The combat is roguelike like any other game you'll see on Roblox. But they have pretty unique core systems that set this game apart from the other games. And it's a pretty interesting game. I came across it a while back and I like it a lot. I like the system. I've seen a couple YouTubers played it. The open world system, the way how you progress is pretty interesting and I like it. And you have cutscenes for some of the moves. But this is basically it for number 4. Hope you like it. I'll leave the description, the Discord in the description. That's it. But last but not least, we have Holy War X. I originally did not intend to do a video on this game, but shout out to Dummies for the video. You know what I mean? I use your footage. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't like 7 Deadly Sins. I've watched it, but I haven't watched it completed because I just didn't like it. I couldn't complete it after like the whole change in the game, the way how the animation was doing, the storyline. I didn't like it anymore, but I'm not gonna lie, the game is good. I can't lie, the game is good. I've watched the whole Alfirex 1 hour video with the weapons, the monks, all of that stuff, and I'm kinda hyped. The game is actually a good game. It has good mechanics, the flying system, the transformations. I've never seen any game on Roblox did a something listings like this. The models, the maps, it's put together really well. The lighting, the ability moves, the UI, everything is just perfect. You know what I mean? It's really good. I like the systems that the game have. I like the way the combat is. The flying, I talked about the flying, but I really like the flying. I like how the races have like different transformations, different variants, but you know what I mean? This is basically for the video. I was originally gonna do 10, but I said I'll just do 5 now, and later down in the year I'll probably do like the other 5, because I've seen like some games in development, but I don't want to put them in the video because I don't know if they're gonna release this year. But most of the games I put on this list are probably gonna release this year. Not, I'm not too sure. But if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. You know what I mean? I'll try to do more videos like this in the future. Peace.